Hey BCOM! Well, this video is to walk you through your portfolio assignment. If you look back at the syllabus and of course on this assignment sheet, you'll see this portfolio is the major way that your grades are decided for this class, so you'll want to pay careful attention. The other thing I want to point out about this assignment sheet is it might be the longest one I have ever given out. That is because I wanted to give you so much detail and really clear setup of what I'm expecting and everything to put in this. So let's take a look. You will see that the big objective here is to demonstrate and show all of the learning that you have done this semester. It's a portfolio of your written work, but it's also going to include discussions of what you've done in your presentations on LinkedIn and other materials. This is going to do one other thing. If you were ever asked for a sample of writing, you have so much now to pick from. So sometimes that happens, and now you'll have it. So a portfolio is often used in other fields for something with an interview, and here we're thinking about a portfolio for communication skills. Traditional elements would include a hook, a bio statement, and samples of your work, all of which you've been working on all semester. So your assignment is that you are creating this semester-long portfolio project intended to integrate the material in class and show me what you've learned. You should have access to everything that you've written this semester by going back to where we've uploaded it in this class, and you can download it from there if you don't still have an original copy. You'll also demonstrate your analysis of your communication skills. And that can be things you think you did well or things where you think, "Yikes, why did I do that?" So your analysis or critical approach should focus on why you made the choices that you did and how you did them. The portfolio should reflect your self-assessment of your writing and presentation skills, but I'd also like you to think a little bit about your communication plans for the future. Each portfolio in this class is going to be different because each person in this class is different. So think about how you can demonstrate the expertise of your field. With marketing, I'm going to expect maybe a little bit more of a flair. If you're in accounting and finance, maybe you figure out a way to run the numbers on your grammar. The contents will include the assignments, activities, and exercises from the class. When you get the drafts from earlier this semester, be sure to revise them before you include them in the portfolio. Go back and look at the feedback that you got from your peers, revise, and then start to upload. You'll want to tell your story of your growth as a communicator, so you'll see that there's a lot of sections that ask you to do an introduction or even a conclusion. Talk about what you learned, talk about why you changed what you changed, and talk about even what you would do if you were to start all of this over. This assignment is going to be graded not just on all of that being in there, but also on your format and your document layout. You'll want to think carefully, we'll scroll back up here, think carefully about how you can make the portfolio this cohesive document that has a nice, logical, visual flow. You'll include something like a title page, table of contents, and we'll go through that in a second. For the submission, you'll upload the final PDF or a Word document to eLearning as one file. There is no way to submit multiple attachments, and you cannot email that to me as well. Down at the bottom of this prompt, I won't go and show you these, but there is a link to several different websites that can help you with document format if you need some assistance on doing that. So I've got listed here all of the major sections for the portfolio. With each item, I would encourage you to edit it closely and before you put it in. So it lists off each thing that I'll be looking for when I go to grade. So a title page, table of contents, a self-analysis, and then we have several major sections there. You'll see there's a writing section, an oral communication section, and then an additional documents section. So that each section lists exactly what I'm looking for. These are the things that we've done in this class this semester. So all of that pulls together right here. Please remember and pay close attention to the sections that ask about self-analysis and summarizing what you've done and why. Remember with the executive summary that you're thinking about a busy person, so I will be a busy grader when I have a ton of these to grade. How can you make it really clear what you've learned, what you've changed, and what you would do different for the future? All right, so down here, so scroll all the way down, you'll see those links to additional resources for formatting in Word. And then you'll also see that I have the grading model there and then references from my own research. So let me pull up the grading model, which is right here. You're going to see that I generally am grading this pretty holistically, which means I'm looking big picture at everything that's happening. Make our screen bigger here. The first thing that you're going to see there is going to be that we'll be looking at the introduction, conclusion, and additional development sections. That'll be weighted 20%. The next section, and when you open this up for yourself, scroll all the way over that way to get to the excellent A. Scrolling down from there, you'll see that writing section is worth 40%. That's because you've done all these writing assignments and I haven't given individual points for them so far. The oral communication section is worth 20%, where you're talking about what you've done and why. And then there's grades for cohesion and then for design and format. So all of that is there for you, and I think it's a pretty clear setup, if even maybe gave you too much. So my other recommendations here, run this through some kind of software to check it. So I mentioned in other videos that I'm using Grammarly. Grammarly wouldn't check this unless you have the paid version. I'll tell you that even myself, as somebody who's worked as a professional writer, having the paid Grammarly is really nice. But I understand that's not in everybody's budget. You do have access to correct English through this course, so you may want to run it through there. And then the last thing that you can do, and you can do this earlier in the semester too, is set up an appointment with the Business Communication Center. They're reviewing documents, and I'll have instructions for that on the syllabus on how to contact them. You can schedule an appointment, and then they'd go over your portfolio with you as well. If you do that, ask them to pay special attention to those intro sections, the conclusion sections, and the overall setup. Well, good luck with this assignment. I think it's a really great way to do a real world thing where we're pulling together a portfolio and samples of work. And it also is giving you the opportunity to decide how far you want to take this. That'll be clearer once you read through the rubric, which I encourage you to do really closely. So my 2 steps here: 1, go through the checklist. It'll ask you to write a couple of new things like the summaries. And then 2, look at the rubric really closely and then go back and assess your portfolio through the rubric. Good luck. There's a wiki on this page. If you would like to ask any questions, I'll respond to them there. If you have any individual questions, you're welcome to email them to me at my normal email. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing the final products.